start. Yeah.
Inside Monster Jam. Presented by 1-800-COLLECT.
What's happening, Jerry Bonanno on Inside Monster Jam, presented by 1-800-COLLECT. What do you want, monster truck racing? I get it all right here, right now. Also, we're going to go to Vegas. We get racing there. It's off-road. It's going to be great. It's going to be cool. We get a lot of stuff going on. We got arena crosses. We got a really cool demolition derby. Lots of smashing. We're going to hang out with the man, Dennis Anderson. You ever heard of the Grave Digger? Of course you had. World-renowned. Big style. He's cool. I love him. I have posters of this guy all over my room. He's the greatest. Can you please get off my foot now, Mr. Anderson?
Who's your favorite monster truck, Jerry?
Grave Digger.
I can't hear you.
Obviously, this is going to take a little bit of time. Why don't you guys check out some monster truck racing from Atlanta while I fight with him? You're the best, Dennis. I swear. I'll never come to Kill Devil Hill ever again.
I can't hear you, Jerry.
Grave Digger, Grave Digger, Grave Digger, my foot!
Monster Trucks.
Where are the big boys to come out and play?
Don't worry, they're right here. And so were over 54,800 screaming fans as Monster Jam ran wild in the Georgia Dome. The big guns from Oldmar, Florida, Scott Hartsock and Gunslinger were on hand to lay down the law. Dennis Anderson and the Gravedigger were ready to rock and roll. And let's not forget long jump champ Dan Runty and Bigfoot, all ready to put on a show. Bigfoot kicked things off with a quick jump in the outside lane, sailing past Ground Pounder, who came down on one wheel, and that did it. A rollover in round one, and the fans just ate it up. Dave Pizzo and Predator dug into the straight line track, then came up big on the jump and got the best of Extreme Overkill, who was quick enough to earn the fast loser position and advance. Gunslinger would roar into the second round with an impressive win over Blown Thunder. How's that for hang time? Gravedigger's headlights were on, and so was Dennis Anderson as he defeated Jim Jack and Reptoid in early round action, then juiced it at the line just for kicks. On to round two. Bigfoot gets a slow start against Kirk Dabney and Extreme Overkill. Then, wham! That's called airborne. And it was enough to make up for the slow start as Dan Runty and Bigfoot moved into round three. Predator took on Gunslinger in a shootout that would ultimately go to Dave Pizzo and Predator. Hartsock's quick run would give him the round's fast loser position to advance the feisty Gunslinger. Gravedigger poured it on in round two as the big block Chevy had his way with Atlanta native Doug Cole and Blown Thunder. That moved Digger into round three, where he would face Scott Hartsock and Gunslinger. Hartsock was a little too aggressive on the first jump as Dennis Anderson and the Gravedigger leapt his way into the finals. His opponent was narrowed down to Bigfoot and Predator, and Dan Runty took it from there. Precision shifting and sheer power put the Bigfoot Ford into the finals to take on Dennis Anderson and Gravedigger. There were definitely some Bigfoot fans on hand in the Georgia Dome, ready for an old-fashioned showdown.
Does that monster truck action give you the juice? For me, it's the best. Stick around when we come back. More great action. Don't go anywhere, because I know I'm not going anywhere. Dennis, please, my foot. I need to make television here.
Who's your favorite monster truck, Jerry?
Favorite monster truck. There you are! Look at my foot!
Let the crybaby go, God.
1-800-COLLECT, the easy way to save, wants to send you to the monster truck event of your choice. To enter, simply tell us which monster you would like most to accept your collect call. Carolina Crusher, Gravedigger, Bigfoot Monster Patrol. Who would you like to call 1-800-COLLECT? It's easy. Just fill out a 3x5 card, including your name, address, and telephone number, with the name of the monster truck you want to accept your 1-800-COLLECT call. If your card is chosen, you'll receive a VIP trip of your choice to a USHRA Monster Jam. Remember, dial 1-800-COLLECT, the easy way to save.
And don't forget to watch Inside Monster Jam, presented by 1-800-COLLECT, only on ESPN2.
Inside Monster Jam. Arena Cross moment.
Championship contender Chad Pedersen had a quick start in the 125 main, only to go down in the first turn. Honda teammates Jeremy Buell and Danny Stevenson, along with Ty Wallace, were all hung up in the melee. Number 12, Mike Jones, took advantage of the situation, moving out into first. Then number 2, Cliff Palmer, saw an opportunity when Jones took it wide. He got past him, moving into first off the big jump. Palmer held off the pack to take the win, with Jones in second and Antonez rounding out the podium in third after fighting off a bad start.
I'm hanging out in the stands with Danielle, who's never been on TV, but now you have. told you that arena cross was pretty cool. Let's go to Sacramento. Great monster racing. You like the monster truck? What do you think? Bigfoot? Yeah, Bigfoot's cool. Check it out.
Monster trucks.
Well, that's one way to get air. And that's another. It's Monster Jam time in Sacramento. Round one pitted High Anxiety against the California Kid on the short track course, with Christopher Ray and High Anxiety taking the win. The privateering continued with Ron Nelson and Bustin' Loose finishing off Shredder 2 on 2 wheels to advance the 441 Chevy. Bigfoot had an easy first round due to mechanical problems with Wicked Sick. And look at the jump off the line as Dave Harkey advanced into the final round with an impressive win over the fast loser California Kid. Driver Christopher Ray continued his winning ways, taking out Bustin' Loose to set up a Bigfoot High Anxiety showdown. The fans are certainly fired up for the occasion. And they're off. High Anxiety got a good jump, but he's no match for the giant Ford as Dave Harkey and Bigfoot took it all in Sacramento. For good measure, the Monsters came back out and showed off their might in freestyle, bouncing everywhere they could to bring down the house of over 30,500 fans in Arco Arena.
IMJ feature.
The Phoenix Air Show kicked off at the Williams Gateway Airport, and it was all about, well, air. Even the locals got into the action. The excitement started off with a spectacular display of aero technology. Everything from the Apache helicopter to the rarely unveiled stealth bomber were on hand to show off their power. Stunt pilot Greg Poe wowed the crowd with dizzying aerobatics in his Micron Edge 540, and the IMJ cameras didn't miss a wink. The skydiving team leapt into action, forming a breathtaking 16-man diamond pattern at over 4,500 feet above Phoenix. But let's bring it down to earth. Shockwave, the jet performance semi-truck, ate up the runway with lightning speed. Then Robosaurus ate up everything else. He may not have gotten any air, but he got plenty of applause from the crowd. And what air show would be complete without 10,000 pounds of monster truck blasting at you? You want air? Fine, here you go. How about a world record 141-foot 10-inch monster jump by Dan Runny and Bigfoot? The planes had nothing on these boys. Ever wonder what it's like to drive the Gravedigger? Take a look. Runny hit hard, then gunned it. That's called walking the dog. There wasn't much left of the crush cars after the Monsters finished their rounds, but the fans definitely got air aplenty at the Phoenix Air Show.
Hey, Marty. Yeah? What do you want to see? A closer look. What do you want to see? A closer look. All right, let's take a closer look.
A closer look.
Hi. This is all new paint job. What's going on? What are you doing behind my back?
Oh, we're doing lots of things behind your back. We're coming out here with a new paint job on the Sting truck. Actually, a new name, too. It used to be the Stinger. There's a lot of stuff changing in the world of championship wrestling, so there's a lot of stuff changing on our end here with the monster trucks. Like you said, the new paint, people are really loving it. It's looking cool.
What about the body? I see that little thing in the back. What's that?
That's the Stinger.
Is it?
Now, you can't be a Sting without a Stinger.
Like a scorpion, right?
Yeah, but this isn't just any scorpion. It's a 10,000-pound scorpion. And we're coming out here tonight, and hopefully we'll take the scorpion and sting a couple other monster trucks out there. Who knows?
So you're rolling with Team Bigfoot, are you?
Yeah, we're with Team Bigfoot. We're actually part of it. Like I said, WCW came on board with us. We're looking to put a good combination together, and with WCW and Bigfoot, we hope we got the combination together.
Guess what? It's going to be Jammer Question of the Week!
The Jammer Question of the Week, presented by 1-800-COLLECT.
Hi, I'm Joyce, and my jammer question is, how do you start a monster truck?
We'll be right back with the answer. But first, check out the IMJ calendar. It's Monster Jam tonight and tomorrow at the Hagerstown Speedway in Hagerstown, Maryland. And don't forget Motor Jam at the Vigo County Fairgrounds in Terre Haute, Indiana, also tonight and tomorrow. Monster Jam will also be at Laidley Field in Charleston, West Virginia tomorrow. Lebanon Valley Speedway in West Lebanon, New York, July 20th through the 22nd. And in Phoenix, Arizona at the America West Arena, July 31st through August 1st. And don't forget the Peterson Ford U.S. Truck Fest, featuring the U.S. Hot Rod Monster Jam at Stafford Motor Speedway in Stafford Springs, Connecticut, August 1st and 2nd.
Inside Monster Jam. We'll be right back. The Jammer Answer of the Week, presented by 1-800-COLLECT.
Hi, I'm Tom Mintz, driver of Monster Patrol. I have the answer to this week's Jammer Question of the Week. How do you start a monster truck? Turn the ignition on, pull the fuel on, hit the battery power, crank her over, and prime her with gasoline. You're ready to go racing.
Hey, the fans are having a great time. You know what? We're going to go to Vegas. Part 2. Ann's getting you covered with some off-road action.
The U.S. Off-Road Championship Series.
Ah, Las Vegas, Nevada, with this roar of the engines in the background. Hey, let's go check it out. Come on. Hey, we're hanging out with Lee O'Donnell. Lee, you just came off of a victory from Phoenix. How are you going to make sure you make a repeat performance here in Vegas?
We're going to try real hard. Track is awesome. Been out there in practice today, and it's just looking real good. Truck's working well.
There's a lot of fans here, and it's going to be an intimate stadium because it's really small and tight. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel real good. When we were in Phoenix, the crowd was just awesome, and I'd love to repeat.
You heard it. O'Donnell wants to repeat, but Johnny Greaves is back in the #1 truck, and that means trouble as Greaves takes the early lead. Hey, who turned out the lights? Points leader Larry Bayer gets an obstructed view, but quickly takes care of that. Meanwhile, leader Johnny Greaves remains untouchable on the course, blasting through the whoops to stay in first. Soren and Flores do the tango in the far turn, but both remain intact and get big air off the jump. O'Donnell seems undaunted by the loss of nearly half his truck. He finishes second as the high-flying Johnny Greaves takes it all in the Stadium Sport Trucks at Vegas.
As usual, Johnny, you ran an incredible race. You are a madman with those hairpin turns. What's your secret?
I got some trick brakes that I built myself, and it's actually a dual-stage pedal. I can use just the rear brakes when I need to get around a corner real tight. So it's one of those things you can't buy. You got to build it, and I built one, and here it is paying off. It really gets that truck around the turn.
Yeah, no kidding, man. Great race. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Larry Bayer remains the points leader with 455, followed by Soren and Rocket Raul Flores.
So how long have you been racing lights?
I've been racing these for about 4 years, and I started racing trucks last year. And since the stadium stuff came back, we decided to get the little car going again.
How many women are in this race?
None so far, just me. And it's cool racing with these guys. They're so much fun. Yeah.
#5, Joe Price, was heading the stadium lights at the U.S. Off-Road Championship Series, while #12, Chad Gall, and #81, Todd Whitman, were closing in on the leader. Then in the far turn, Price and Gall bumped as Whitman rocketed to the front. But Gall came sailing over the jump to battle for the lead. He got it, but only briefly before the two spun out. Then Price tumbled head over heels, leaving first place right for the picking. But Todd Whitman regained control to take the lead and the win in the Las Vegas Stadium lights.
You took the heat and the final, battling against your mother and your wife. How do you feel right now?
Oh, I feel great. I've been working so hard for about a week straight, trying to get here, and everything worked out tonight.
Whitman moves into second place in the points with 234 behind a commanding Joe Price.
How was the practice run for you? Did it go okay?
Yeah, it was real good. It got some rain last night, put a little moisture in the track. The track's really good. Pace Motorsports is doing a great job on keeping the track prepped, and hopefully everything will go good.
Let's roll! #27, Travis Spader, jumped out to the early lead in the Pro Quad division, with #18, Mark Earhart, and Chris Bristow close behind. The carnage started early, with Bird and Grandland getting tangled up. Then #14, Jeremy Schell, goes down like an anchor. Spader was holding strong in the lead, with Earhart a close second. #53, Corey Ellis, was having a good run, sticking in the top 5. But there was no catching Travis Spader tonight. Travis Spader takes the win over Mark Earhart in the Vegas Pro Quad.
You had some intense competition out there. How do you feel? How'd you keep them off?
Oh, I just had my mind into what I was doing in front of me. I wasn't paying attention to who was behind me, and it worked out pretty good.
Shane Hitt remains the points leader with 466. Earhart's a close second.
All right, we're saying goodbye to the casinos here in Vegas, and we're going to head down to Southern California to San Diego for our next Rumble. I'm Ann, and I'm out of here. See you there.
Okay, who wants to watch monster trucks from Cincinnati?
Me? I
Think it's cool?
Yeah.
Real cool on IMJ.
Monster trucks.
Over 23,000 fans showed up to watch their favorite monsters romp and stomp in Cincinnati. Dave Pizzo helmed the Predator truck and blasted past Gary Bauer and Nightmare 2 in impressive fashion. Next on his hit list was Equalizer, driven by David Morris. It was a very close race on the short track, with the officials giving the win to Equalizer. Predator's quick time did give him the fast loser spot to advance. Out rolled Dennis Anderson's Gravedigger, driven by Pablo Huffaker. The Digger made mincemeat out of Mike Dropic in Priority 1, easily advancing to the next round to take on Equalizer. Morris charged hard, but Gravedigger was able to get just enough to surpass him for the win. The fans were full throttle, so were the monsters, as Gene Patterson and Hollywood Hogan got the best of Predator to set up a Hogan-Digger showdown. Pablo Huffaker was obviously pumped, despite Magneto problems plaguing the Gravedigger all night. Equal at the start, it was Hollywood Hogan taking it all in Cincinnati. The fans were fired up, and they wanted more. No problem, it's freestyle, and the monsters cut loose. Equalizer put the pedal down with a beautiful jump. Digger and Hogan showed their sportsmanship by shaking hands, shaking tires, before tearing up the track with a nightcap freestyle to close the show. Hollywood Hogan stood proud with a wheelie walk for the fans. Then Gravedigger returned the favor, devouring the short track in Cincy.
Obviously, you and Digger talked before you raced and said no matter who won, you guys were going to put on a two-man show. That was awesome.
Well, it's a packed house, you know. They expect to see something. They've had a heck of a show all night long, and we wanted to finish it out with a big bang, and that's what we come to do.
You did it, indeed. Great fans here. Great run, Gene. Congratulations. Give it up for Hollywood Hogan and Gravedigger.
Inside Monster Jam. We'll be right back. Inside Monster Jam.
Sand drag's really loud. Coming up next, Thunder Nationals. Have a peek.
Thunder Nationals.
The Thunder Nationals were kicking it in the concrete jungle in Grand Rapids in front of over 28,600 fans. Dave Rappick in Rap Attack was first on the timed straight line course. He got a great jump to get the action going. His opponent, Excalibur, driven by Charlie Pauken, got huge air off the crushed cars, bouncing his way to victory. Jerry Bauer and Nightmare had his way with the track, and he had a good run and a good bounce. But it wasn't enough, as Michael Waters and his Black Stallion galloped into the finals to take on Excalibur. The Stallion had yet another good jump and seemed to have the victory wrapped up. But in stepped Excalibur, and the title was set in stone as Charlie Pauken launched his Chevy into orbit for the win in Grand Rapids. All hail the Thunder Nationals king, Excalibur. Who needs a steering wheel when you've got 1,500 horses under the hood? What a night for Charlie Pauken and the Thunder National fans.
More IMJ Racing.
Say hi to Dad. The Pontiac locals came out to show off their trucks and stadium rough trucks action. Michael Stanley gives the hometown crowd something to cheer about, bouncing his way to a 19.01 on the U-turn course as friends and family looked on. Another local boy, George Balsowitz, goes at it. Ouch, tough hit, but he's not stopping until he finishes the course. Then came the out-of-towner Dan Topher and Dieter Bronco to spoil the hometown fun with a leading time of 16.22. But the day was saved by local hero Dan Johnson and Wild Child, keeping the title in Pontiac with a 13.40 run, and the fans couldn't have been happier. Quad Wars were underway in Pontiac as number 26, Matt Thompson of Team North, takes the early lead. Number 4, Byron Goggin of Team South bumps forces with a Team North rider, eventually sending him into a barrier. No problem. He returns the favor by sending him into a tree. Arbor Day, this is not. He struggles to his feet as the two exchange kind words. Back on the track, number 95, Bill Len of Team South was controlling the lead until a sweet move in the turn, with number 6, Mike Maniaci of Team North out in front. He's able to stay ahead of Len, and Maniaci takes the Quad Wars victory for Team North. Yes, good tidings and cheer were ringing in Pontiac. Boys are out there having a little fun during freestyle, but I got to tell you about something that's really important. My buddy, the Battle Wagon, throwing it down in the Demo Derby up in Seattle. You know what? I was there. I know. Houston Astrodome? Man, that was almost the end of me.
Well, the Battle Wagon was something. I got my first car from my father-in-law, and from there, he drove it around, and he had all kinds of fun with it, and he carved Battle Wagon into the steering column. When he was done with the car, he gave it to me, and that's how the name started. We figured Battle Wagon, well, let's go with some camouflage, and that's what we did. I got a small block Chevy in it. It's just got a 350 in there, automatic transmission. We have full harness in there, 5-point harness in there. We got, the full-face helmet, driver's gloves, 3-layer fire suit. Everything that we can do to be safe. That's what the sport's all about, is safety. So, I'm ready to take all these guys out. I know them well, but once you get out there, the flag drops. You don't know anybody. You take them out.
Better lug your tail off the track, because it's showtime. Look out. Battle Wagon takes some hits early on as the onslaught begins, but he comes rocketing back. Kaboom! Take that, slugger. Number 69, Mike Raffke, gets quite a jolt from the number 15 car, but he's not down just yet. Despite this hit, number 110, Burr, was having a solid go at it. A succession of blows nearly cripples the Battle Wagon, but Peters is relentless. He strikes back with caged intensity. Anything and everything seems fair game for the Battle Wagon. Number 4, Wayne Crick, finds himself in quite a pickle, and the demolition continues, much to the delight of the fans. But the pounding soon began to take its toll on the vehicles. The carnage lay strewn about the track, all except for the mighty number 110 car driven by Burr.
This is what it takes to win the big demolition derby in the Kingdom. Lots of smashing and crashing. Get your way through. Smash everybody to the end.
Battle Wagon was still rolling, but was black flagged late in the competition. Peters was upset, but remained a true sportsman.
Well, we had a great time out there. The only problem we ran into was they said we hit a couple of drivers' doors, and they black flagged you for that. So maybe next time, it's hard to see when you got a trunk that looks like that. You do it the best you can. We're still running, so we're still number one. We know it. Thanks, guys.
I should have never asked Monster Mom for the keys. That's what happens when everything goes kooky in freestyle. No.
Freestyle.
Is it going to be squirrely out there?
It's going to be squirrely. We're going to just be all over. It's going to be everything we can do just to keep that puppy pointed in one direction.
Well, I think the Reptoid can handle it because I've seen you in action before.
That's exactly right. I'd rather have it this way. Just ready, to go out there and the squirrely stuff. Just get out there and go for it.
Inside Monster Jam. We'll be right back.
Everybody's hanging out. Good time. Hey, we're going to Atlanta for the showdown. Bigfoot versus Gravedigger.
Love was in the air in the Georgia Dome, and so was pure alcohol fuel as the Monsters prepared for the final showdown.
In the left-hand lane, out of St. Louis, Missouri, the original monster truck, Dan Runte and Bigfoot. In the right-hand lane, from Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina, Dennis Anderson and the Gravedigger.
Thanks, Joe. There goes Gravedigger tearing up the lane, and that's going to do it. Dennis Anderson and the Gravedigger become the 1/900 Pro Race Final Showdown champion in Atlanta. Look out, Digger's got another red light pointing at you, and the boys are going to tear it up freestyle. Diagonally across the track seemed the first team, with Bigfoot paying no attention to boundaries, and Gravedigger doing the same. Wheelie stands brought the crowd to their feet, cheering for their heroes. The Monsters hit everything in sight, getting lots of air for the fans. Digger blew something at the end, but still had enough to get in another jump or two as the dome came unglued in A-Town.
Dennis Anderson, incredible!
Hey, that's what I say, Joe. I've been doing this for quite a few years now. I've never forgotten Georgia. I've never forgotten any state that I've gone in. I love to win in front of a good crowd like this, and I love to show off in front of my fans. I sure do appreciate you guys. Thanks a lot for supporting me.
Yeah, baby, it was an all-out war down there in Atlanta. But, Dennis Anderson, he's the man. He's been around a lot racing. Took another win in Atlanta. I got to go ice up my foot. I had a little bit of a problem. Hey, Inside Monster Jam, great show, presented by 1-800-COLLECT. What can I say? We're always going to be on. Check us out. Thanks for coming.
I Am Jay's coming back Monday night to give you more of what you need. It's off-road action taken to the extreme as we head down to sunny Southern California for the U.S. Off-Road Championship Series in the Big Q. Qualcomm Stadium, Pro Quads, Stadium Sport Trucks, Super Modified Buggies, Stadium Lights, Thunder Bikes. Woo! Of course, the Monsters are going to come out to take care of the track when it's over. Now, don't miss a second of the action. Monday, July 20th, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That's this Monday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern on your Motorsports Connection. Inside Monster Jam, presented by 1-800-COLLECT.